What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. If you are, remember to smash that like button down below. Leave a comment, because it's just about the only way new people find the channel, and I'm so very thankful for all of you. Now, I know gaming news has been kind of light lately, and in general, that's good for gamers. Things are just kind of going off without a hitch. Now, I do have an interesting busted story for IGN, or IGN getting busted. That video will be a little bit later today. But overall, things have been going smoothly. People are playing their package delivery games, or they're playing their Modern Warfares, although there's a PC issue on Modern Warfare right now. That's a little frustrating. There's some issues with microtransactions in Rocket League that I'm following and trying to educate myself on. But for the most part, things have been okay. Now, Sweet Anita is a wholesome Twitch streamer, also someone with Tourette's, and you know, hey, she's monetizing it in a way that I think is super commendable, and that she's just a streamer like anyone else, but she does have an N-word tick, and she also has said some pretty spicy things, including yesterday. The problem is, most people, including myself until this morning, really don't understand Tourette's. They think that, hey, if this person has a heated gamer moment and they say something, that they must on some level actually feel that or believe what they're saying. That's not true. That's just not how Tourette's works. And yesterday she said something like, end the... how can I phrase this? Delete the a group of people. We'll put it that way. I think you could probably figure it out. And of course, another person who doesn't understand Tourette's, created with 50-something thousand followers, started to try and get her canceled. WTF, Twitch? How's this allowed? I don't care if she has Tourette's. She should have some way to mute herself or something. Promoting this hatred? Hello, Twitch. Well, look, first of all, if you watch her tics, it's not just an audible one. She has physical ones too, where her hands kind of move, and it's beyond her control. It's not like, you know, she could just quick hit a mute button when your hands are outside of your control, just doing something that you can't stop. Now, she's got 1 million followers on Twitch. Now, she's responded after some have called for her to be banned for offensive outbursts caused by her Tourette's. Sweet Anita is a Twitch streamer who suffers from Tourette's, a condition that causes one to make involuntary sounds or movements called tics. In some cases, these tics can come in the form of controversial, rude, or taboo comments. But it's something those affected have no control over. And look, I have known people who have this affliction, and you just back them up like any other friend would. It creates some awkward situations at times, but people are generally understanding. Like, people just get to know, you know, hey, this person has this and whatever. In her time on Twitch, she has built an audience of over 500,000 followers, as well as 300,000 subscribers on YouTube. All this in spite of, perhaps partly thanks to, her Tourette's, unashamedly embracing her tics rather than trying to suppress them. Now, if you look at Sweet Anita, who has Tourette's and bad things, horrible things come out of her mouth sometimes, versus all these e-thottery streamers, somebody who's throwing their cat, I mean, if you're forcing me to choose, it's super easy. Naturally, her condition can cause, this is on Deserto, by the way, naturally, her condition can cause issues when she accidentally uses expletives or says something offensive, as was the case after an outburst on stream on December 9th. While explaining how great it must be to choose to be socially appropriate and considerate, and not just the weirdest, most awful stuff ever, Anita had a tic causing her to say, if you're reading the screen, you can see what it was. Before looking absolutely devastated. She turned her stream off shortly after, but the clip was widely shared on social media, sparking controversy. Twitch partner Lil Chipmunk came out in now deleted tweet, obviously, instant regret. How is this allowed? I don't care. She blah, blah, blah. In the tweet, but Lil Chipmunk also responded to the original tweet saying, sounds like she wanted to get that out. Anita hasn't responded directly to Chipmunk's post, and good, she shouldn't. but did address some of the backlashy types of incidents where her tics can result in highly offensive remarks, such as when she used the gamer word. I read the comment section, and this is her quote, and there were a lot of people really angry or thought I should be banned, Anita explained. A lot of people think that this word is in your vocabulary, so you must believe it or use it. She continued, the N-word is in everybody's vocabulary. We all know what it is and that it's a word, and so does my Tourette's. That doesn't mean it's something I believe or feel about anyone.
I think it's important to try and turn every negative experience into a positive, and I could get really upset. I read the comment section. There were a lot of people who were really angry and thought I should be banned. There are a lot of people who think that the N-word is in your vocabulary, so that means you must on some level be a racist. And it's like, the N-word is on everyone's vocabulary. We all know what the N-word is. We all know that that is a word, and so does my Tourette's. Doesn't mean it's something I believe or feel about anyone. And people just don't understand, and sometimes that can be hard. But rather than fixate on the negatives and, you know, fixate on the people being abusive, I'd rather use it as an experience that I build something positive from. And I don't really need to do that with my attitude, because it is building something positive. Lots of people are reading through the comment section saying she has Tourette's syndrome, it is this, I know people with the condition who behave in a similar way or don't, it's diverse. No, they can't stop it from happening, you know, all this sort of stuff.
Anita went on to explain that it's hard when people just don't understand Tourette's, but rather than fixate on the negatives, she would rather look at the positives, such as the commenters who explain to others what Tourette's is and why she can't help it. Following streamer Anita Chad, I'm not sure, who also has Tourette's, addressed her N-word tic, saying, in my interactions with Anita, she's been nothing but nice, kind, supportive. She's a true friend. I don't want anyone thinking that she's racist.
I gotta tell you, in my interactions with Anita, she has been nothing but nice, kind, supportive. Go get 'em. She even gave me money when I was going through it one time, dude. Okay? Like, she's a true friend, and I don't want anyone thinking she's actually unironically racist. Go get 'em. Because people think Tourette's is just what you're hiding or what's just in your brain. Not the case, all right? She's a real one. I have nothing but love and respect for her. Call me a simp. Go ahead. But it is what it is, okay?
Twitch's community guidelines have strict rules around what it calls hateful conduct, but Sweet Anita has not faced any official sanctions on the platform. In enforcing the rules, Twitch's moderation team always take context into account, and given her condition, Sweet Anita's remarks have been ruled not to violate these guidelines. And I think that it's great. I mean, I think that, look, a lot of people on various platforms, whether it's YouTube or Twitch or, you know, and the platform that we call Earth, we all have our things. And sometimes it's internal, sometimes it's external. Maybe you have a physical deformment or physical disability. You have a mental disability, and you try to make the best of it and get along the best you can. And that's why I look up to guys like Ricky Berwick or, you know, Donovan, Real Young Crip. Because, look, they're limited by their physical ailments, but they don't just sit around and wait to die. You know, they're trying to do something. I mean, Donovan's going out there doing stand-up comedy. Ricky's got a huge following on social media, and he's committed every day to tweets and putting out YouTube videos and things like that. It's awesome. You know, if you think about it, current year is probably the best it's ever been for people with these type of ailments, because you can make a legitimate living from your home if you can't leave home. You can stream, you can do podcasts, you can do comedy sketches, you can do anything you want and make a living. Whereas maybe just 20 years ago, these people largely were dependent on government support. It would be the only way. Being a lifelong burden on their families, that's something that I know none of them want. You know, with Tourette's, obviously it's a little less noticeable up front, but you know, it's not like she could be she's not like she could work in PR or or do a lot of jobs where she has to interact with people. So, I mean, it's absolutely limiting. And she's gotten a lot of flack for it, but she's so wholesome that it's so ridiculous to try and cancel somebody with such an obvious ailment. Popular Twitch streamer Sweet Anita ripped into another one of her fanboys, sending an incredibly long message about a heat-seeking missile in his pants. Anita is known for a large amount of infatuated fans desperate to find a way into her life aside from merely offering financial support through subscriptions, bits, and donations. While it's not surprising some send her long messages asking her out, the content of the messages is quite bizarre. On November 25th, English Star was playing Apex Legends and explained to reviewers that being single and a streamer was very weird because of how many people send her thirsty messages. They're hilarious. They often send in my business email, and some of them are amazing, she insisted. I got one really long message from a guy who's probably totally going to unsubscribe now that I've said this. The 29-year-old went on to describe the contents of the message where he called her an amazing and interesting person. I can tell you're an intellectual like me. I'm also intellectual, and I'm also an amazing person. I think you and I should get together. I know that you probably get a lot of messages like this. But I have this heat-seeking missile in my pants that guides my actions. The streamer laughed, and I'm sorry to say that I have to obey it. Unfortunately for the viewers, Sweet Anita may as well have been playing Missile Command because she shot down that phallic reference with ease. So, quote, so in the slightest off chance that you'll get past whatever sorts through your emails for you, I thought that maybe you and I should go on a date. Anita recalled the last portion of the message. Good luck to you and your heat-seeking missile, buddy, she fired back. Today, it definitely missed. While the message was quite funny, Anita had an unfortunate real-life experience with stalkers. This stuff is obviously never okay. And, you know, to be honest with you, it is one of those things that, you know, I'm going to guess that women face more often, but there's absolutely been plenty of high-profile cases. Iglesias, you know, the fluffy comedian, he has one, or still has one. H3, Ethan Klein, I think, had one. So it's not just a woman thing, but it's creepy, and you know, it's part of the job, unfortunately. You know, I think Anita definitely doesn't need to be canceled. I think that cancel culture is ridiculous, needs to end, and I definitely back her, and I wish her the best of luck turning what is clearly lemons into lemonade. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.